Hello everybody. Today for this video I am in South Hylton on the edge of Sunderland. That rather large building over there is the old vicarage, and that's a clue to where we're going on this particular walk. The place I'm going to, I visited a few months, probably about 3 or 4 months ago in the summer. It was the first time I'd ever visited, and to be honest I had no knowledge of the history, so I don't think I give the place justice, and I've always wanted to come back because there was more history to it than I thought. Now there's a clue, there's the picture. That is St Mary's, the parish church of South Hylton. So the vicarage was just probably 30 metres away, so we're going to have a little walk back to the church and have a look around. Now this isn't the original building. This particular church was built in around 1880, I read. There had been a church on the site since about 1817, a much smaller one which served the local community. Now it's bitterly cold day to day, and there's much more snow and ice than there is in Sunderland, where I've just come from, further a few miles down the road. Just to put this place into some perspective, the River Wear is just a few hundred metres away. We're in the far west of Sunderland, and over there those turbines are over towards Washington, the A19, Nissan and places like that. Originally South Hylton was just a village on its own, and like a lot of villages that had their own church. It's now part of the city of Sunderland, and I think it's just classed as a suburb of the city of Sunderland. So St Mary's, South Hylton services. It's actually closed now, and it's actually up for sale. So if you wanted to buy a church and a graveyard, then go online and you can put an offer in for it. Now, I since found out that the churchyard closed in 1856, which is the same year that Bishop Wearmouth Cemetery opened up, which is a couple of miles away from here. So a lot of these old churchyards around Sunderland, Wearmouth and Bishop Wearmouth were closed down by order, and burials were then to be done in like the big municipal cemeteries like Sunderland, Bishop Wearmouth and Mere Knowles. But I've since found out that between 1821 and when it closed in 1856, there was 1170 burials just in this one particular churchyard. There was a handful which took place after that particular point. Now the tower up there it goes, that was built in 1930. That was added on at that point. And inside there's a war memorial, I think, for the Great War, with at least 43 names on. So I'm going to go anti-clockwise here. See, as you can see, like most places, the headstones were taken down. There's a few still up. I'll have a look at some of them here. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's about 16 just in that particular spot. So what we can see. Get some ages for them. So after 1856, anybody who died in South Hylton would probably have gone to be buried at Bishop Wearmouth Cemetery, or unless the person had ties. I'm sure some people might have had ties to places like Silksworth or Southwick or across the river. Now the last time I came here, the sun was facing the other way, and so it was quite hard to read some of these particular stones. Much better today. So that's erected in memory of Margaret Todd, daughter of Richard and Mary Todd of Hylton Ferry. Departed this date, aged 5 years. That's their young daughter. I think South Hylton was also known as Hylton Ferry, because you could get a ferry across the river. Well, that's a beautiful stone. Look at that. there. It's part of it. This is actually like it was an obelisk for memory of Robert. I think that's Robert Matthews, who died June the 20th, 1859. I think that's all. I can't read that. Aged 77 years. This one's got an epitaph. This is for George Henderson, late of Offerton, which is just a small hamlet about maybe a mile and a half along the river towards Pension Monument. Now, he was 77 years and he died 1850. The hour of our departures come. We hear the voice that called us home. Something about Lord. So it's basically his time has come. And then this also mentions that Todd one interred at Pension Churchyard, which is just again a couple of miles along, not far from Pension Monument, that particular church. All the names we've got in memory of Robert Kirtley, son of William and Elizabeth Kirtley. And then it mentions somebody else, another child who died in infancy. And Elizabeth, she never married after William died, that's why she's called a relic, if you look there. This one is for members of the Young family, husband of the above, so on, who departed this life January 1850 something there, aged 76 years. Good age, quite a few good ages. Next one, Joseph Mason, 1851. As you can see, there's still lots of ice and snow up this area. In Sunderland you only have to go a few miles, it's a different climate. It's a shame that one's gone, because that looks like it's for Robson or Dobson. Let's see if I can see the epitaphs. I bet these would have been transcribed many years ago when they were in better condition. There is an epitaph there, but you can see I'm looking through the camera and it's much more, yeah, the eye's got a good lens in it. She just unfortunately can't. We'll have a look around the churchyard. Could possibly convert this into a house, flats. I don't think everybody want to have a graveyard underneath them. And there's this one here. John Wild, age 50 years. That one. I'll come round here because there are some more headstones. You notice it's a reasonable sized graveyard. There's a couple more in the wall there that are completely worn away. There's a couple more in the wall, against the wall over here. See if I can get in and see it. Joseph and Anne Milner of Hylton, who died 4th September 1880, aged 17 years, also their children who died in infancy. It doesn't mention how many. Obviously their children, so there was multiple children they lost, which is sadly so common. There's lots of industry around South Hylton. You're close to a few coal mines. The shipbuilding on the river. It was a paper factory in later years. There's some more. Cut and thorn. Arbours. See if I can get them without being pricked on here. Middleton, burial place of Middleton and Margaret Lees. Flip it now. 2 seconds. Somebody's been in here chopping trees. Go down the back of here. There's probably more hidden away in this place, and that's another Henderson, sacred to the memory of Henderson. Somebody Henderson. Get out of here. Right, it's so overgrown. It's a shame places like this when there was once the parish church, all these headstones taken down and just shoved in a corner. It's overgrown there. There might even be more some buried underneath the undergrowth in that corner. There's the church on that side. Oh, it's freezing. I think I've probably seen about 20 odd headstones. That's a large one, that's overturned. So there's lots of, like, probably post-war council housing over their estate. It's probably been a lot more open back in the day. Oh, that's overgrown. Could be some in there, but I think last time I came I didn't have a torch. Oh, I can't see them from here. It's very faded. There's another one, and this one, that's well in good order. Erected by Barbara Gibbon in affectionate remembrance of her husband Matthew Gibbon, who died January the 30th, 1866 in his 69th year, and he's interred in Bishop Weymouth Cemetery. They lost Mary Gibson, the daughter, in 1833, was 1 year. They had a Barbara named after her mother, aged 1 year and 10 months in, I think that's 1838. Jane, who was 21 years, died 1846. Mary, 15-year-old in 1849. And Sarah Elizabeth, who died in 1853. Them also which sleep in Jesus will God bring with him these. I can't read that. So this is the parents remembering the children, so that 1, 2, 3, 4, so at least 5 died relatively young for the Gibbon family. And this is from erected to the memory of Nicholas Outerside, who departed this life November the 5th, 1854, aged 45 years, much respected. See, some people didn't go into much detail, just much respected. So as you can see, with all this open space, when I visited here last time, I tried to have a look for some old photographs of the church, see what it looked like with the headstones up, but there was nothing. You can see the river is just probably must be 200 metres away, the riverway, and all It's Wessington Way across there, on this side of the river. What's that? Giant toadstool. Toadstool. Is it fungus? And then there's these random ones left standing up here. So I don't believe with 1170 burials there was only 30 headstones, considering in the village there would have been people, you know, who were rich enough to purchase them. People who were in local industry and teachers and so on. Erected in memory of Mary Ann Clark, daughter of John Clark, engineer, Bishop Weymouth, who departed this life August the 7th, 1837, aged 14 months, and also Mary Elizabeth Clark, daughter, who died. So that was engineer John Clark, an engineer of Bishop Weymouth, which is probably about 3.5 miles down the road, Bishop Weymouth. That looks some lovely lettering. That's got somebody who was born 1799. Sadly, it's worn away. There's 2 more in the corner before I freeze to death. Again, this is, I think that is, I might say, Park Hutchinson, a farmer of Hylton Ferry, who departed this life April the 25th, AD 18. I think it's 40, aged 73 years. That's an epitaph. Mark, the perfect man, and behold the upright something. The end of that man is peace. And Margaret Hutchinson, wife of the above, she lived until, I think that's 1850, aged 81 years. So another mention of Hylton Ferry. There is a North Hylton on the other side of the river. And sadly, the last one, that's worn away. So there it is, St Mary's of South Hylton. The church you can buy if you want to convert it or do something with it. So I'll leave you with one last look. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you do like it, please give it a like. If you do wish to, click on the subscribe so you can get updates on future videos. So thank you very much for watching. Take care.